Got
This
it.
is something which I can explain very simply. But if I take a big chunk, chunking is about the amount of information that somebody likes to work from. Um, and the metaphor of the jigsaw is rather interesting here because some people do like to put the frame round the
Hmm.
jigsaw. They like to put all the outside bits and the corners in place first. So they've got an overall picture of the size and shape of what they're seeking to recreate in the picture. Other people, they just start putting pieces together and they build the picture up bit by bit from just putting two pieces together that fits without necessarily having a big picture frame to refer to. And I've just noticed this in my coaching. Some people do like to say, look, the big issue here is I want to know what I'm doing with my life. Other people might say, this isn't going so well. This is going quite well. I'm enjoying this. I'm not enjoying that. And they kind of into the detail of what's going on
Mm.
without necessarily reference to a bigger picture. So I'm just aware of, um, or try to be aware of the kind of chunk size that people are working with, and hopefully, if it seems useful or potentially useful, I might say, okay, you're telling me a lot about different issues in your life and work. What's the bigger picture here for you? And I guess in so doing, you might be taking somebody up the logical levels a little bit. You might be going
Mm.
to something about meaning or purpose.
And I don't want to mix metaphors here, but it seems like a telescope or a microscope with a focus
Yeah, you
ring.
can look at it
Yeah,
zooming
that
in.
you're going back, or you're sort of pixelating and seeing
100%.
things afar, and then looking up detail.
Yeah.
And is it the attitude that when I talk about myself, I might talk at this scale or at this scale, but you as coach are noticing that and attending to the opportunity to talk at different
You've
scales.
got it absolutely perfectly there, Hugh. And I think you could refer to it as zooming.
Hmm.
You could be zooming in or zooming out. You could be zooming in on a piece of highly significant detail, which might unlock some thinking, or you could be zooming out to give people the sense of perspective. So for
Mm-hmm.
example, if somebody is highly anxious about a situation, you might ask them a big picture question. You might say, "Look, how important will this be in 2 years' time?"
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, give,
So
give
we're
them the
back to
opportunity.
time. Time. I'm interested
Yeah,
how
yeah,
there's lots of overlap between
yeah.
these
There's
these
overlap.
goggles. They're different, but
Yeah,
we're coming back to other sets of goggles and putting them
yeah.
on a little bit, taking them off a bit. Yeah.
And the big
Yeah.
frame, the big chunk
Hmm.
in all these models is how is this person thinking? Not what are
Mm.
they thinking, but how are
Yeah.
they thinking?
How? Got it. Got it.